Welcome back to another video, guys. I'm playing NBA 2K. Playing 2K26.
No second thoughts from Tatum. Just look, he's ready.
Not sure why he committed the intentional foul. No purpose.
I think everyone's a little confused, but weird plays happen.
Pritchard's checked in for Boston. Here's Walker, and the jam by Walker.
Nice slam by the big man Walker, making his presence felt there inside.
They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it inbounds in time.
Indiana ball.
What was he doing?
A little over a minute and a half into this first quarter. To the paint. Back to Siakam from deep. And the shot's off. 1 for 2 in this one. Boston's gone 2 of 2 at the perimeter. Data no good.
And he probably thought he was going to burn that one.
Pass to Siakam. Here's Huff. Siakam outside. All sorts of time. Huff, good.
Assisted Pascal Siakam.
For Boston, they've gone 3 of 4. Off to a nice start. Nice ball movement by Boston. Three-pointer. Pritchard knocks it down from distance.
If you're not right up there on him, oh, he's going to make you pay.
Siakam outside. First quarter of basketball. Just over 2.5 minutes played so far. Nembhard for 3. Queta pulls it in.
Shocking that he just bricked that one. The defense got real lucky there.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
I was able to talk to Joe Mazzulla for a minute. We got to talking about Pascal Siakam. I'll be honest, I love his game, Coach said, but we have to look for ways to stop him. I'm hopeful we can disrupt his rhythm and push him off his spots. So not letting Pascal get what he wants is the game plan here. Back to you.
Thank you for that, Allie. Hauser outside. Queta pass to Hauser from behind the arc. And again, Boston with the triple.
And that's a defensive lapse. A shooter of his caliber can't be left wide open.
Nembhard, the pass to Walker. This one for 3. And Nembhard gets it to go on the assist by Walker.
And that's how you up the ante. Come right back at him.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
White, the pass to Pritchard. Over Nembhard. And Boston again with a bucket.
And hitting from the mid-range here and early. I mean, really give the defense just another thing to worry about.
And you don't see many teams take these shots as often anymore. It's nice to see them take advantage in this area.
Outside Nesmith. Pass to Nembhard. Back to Nesmith. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Attacking in the painted area. Clearly that was their game plan coming in.
And Grant, while most didn't expect it, last season the Pacers made the second NBA Finals appearance in their franchise's history.
Yeah, B.A., there's so much belief right now in that locker room. They never feel like they're out of a game, and that makes them dangerous.
Siakam with it, now guarded by Brown. Walker, and the jam by Walker.
He turns the offensive board into a big slam.
Wow, he was so well positioned there. Credit his anticipation. And so Joe Mazzulla decides to call a timeout. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. So both teams making some changes here.
Let's go, Celtics.
And so it's Pritchard who brings up the ball for the Boston Celtics. Oh, got that bucket in no time at all.
The ability to stretch the floor is such a dangerous weapon for Vooch and his team.
And Siakam, here we go. And he banks in the layup. Siakam's got 7.
Used the pick to perfection and got all the way to the rim.
Here's Gonzalez. And the three off target. Pacers trail by 3. Nembhard, the pass to Huff. Back to Nembhard. We've got 33 seconds left now in the first quarter. Ooh, lots of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws will follow that whistle. It's his first trip to the line. That free throw misses. Some changes for Indiana. Toppin comes in for Siakam, and it's Jones in for Nembhard. And no luck at the stripe this time. Second one won't fall.
Normally he sinks all of his free throws. The defense got lucky there.
A nice shot by Walsh.
I know it's early, but you have to wonder if these offenses can keep this up.
There will be some letdown at some point, but these teams, they are built to score, so.
Here's Shepherd.
Shepherd, put me down.
4-3. That one doesn't drop. Well, we've seen some great shots in the first quarter. No shortage of offense. Celtics out in front, leading by 5. And we'll be back shortly for the... Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. All right, a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for the Celtics.
Well, so far, their long-range shooting has been the story, doing damage from deep.
Something else that stands out is how they've gotten out in transition. Their speed has kept the defense on their heels.
And the Pacers looking at who they've got. Obi Toppin out there with Shepherd. Then there's T.J. McConnell, and it's Potter in at the 5. Toppin left side. 6 to shoot. To the middle. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Playing from behind, it's amazing he chose a dunk with that high a difficulty rating.
Yeah, no question. That was a stellar move with plenty of swagger. Boston leading by 5. Tatum inside. Too easy for Tatum, even with the contact.
Brushing off the contact. Look, the dude is strong. When he gets in there, it's easy. That's an easy bucket.
Well, Richard, some stars are the system, but Jason Tatum is often admired as a selfless system player.
Yeah, Jason enjoys being a piece of the greater puzzle. He doesn't have to have everything run through him, and I know that makes his teammates happy.
Boston has gone 5 of 8 from outside the three-point line on this one. Puts up a deep 3. Indiana with a rebound.
It's never easy from that distance, but we see him drill those and shoot around all the time.
Even though he is capable of hitting that shot, I'd like to see him work for a better look in that situation.
Second quarter here, just over a minute and a half played.
So that.
Now Pritchard. He's got 5.
If you're looking for ways to help your team, that's last on the list.
Not only a terrible shot, but also at the worst possible time. That's just
out of bounds. It'll be Pacers ball. Some changes for Boston. Brown comes in for Walsh, and it's White in for Shireman. Then for Indiana, Siakam, he's checked in for Potter. Walker comes in for Shepherd, and Aaron Nesmith subbed in for Jones. And Siakam with the slam.
It's just such a long and powerful player. I mean, once Siakam gets inside like this, he's ready to jam.
And finished off by Tatum.
Oh, nice one-handed jam there, B.A.
Hey, little exclamation point. Pacers trail by 5. Outside Walker. Toppin, a screen on Brown. Toppin outside. Pass to Siakam. Shoots over Vucevic. Siakam, no good. Boston has gone 0 for 3 from deep to begin the second. Here's Tatum. Tatum knocks it down. He's locked in right now.
This dude is well built, man. He's a specimen. He's 6'8". Look, he's gonna score inside if he gets that close.
Toppin, a screen on Brown. Walker for 3. And it's cleared by Vucevic. Vucevic has got 5 rebounds tonight. That won't go either for Tatum. The Pacers have gone 3 for 7 here in the second quarter. Neesmith passes to McConnell. Some nice passing by Indiana here. All right, guys, we're lucky to have Shams Charania joining us now. Our 2K insider calling in with a story. What do you got, Shams?
Well, looking at the Eastern Conference this season, as much uncertainty as I can remember with regard to the pecking order. With injuries shifting the balance of power, things very much up in the air. And there's some up-and-coming teams seeming to sense an opportunity to make their move.
Something to watch. All right, Shams, thanks for the report.
You give a shooter of his caliber that much time to seam it up? Oh, yeah, you're done.
And timeout called by Rick Carlisle. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. Some changes for Boston. Kadis checked in for Nikola Vucevic. Hauser comes in for Tatum. Shireman comes in for Pritchard. Huff's checked in for Indiana. Nimhart comes in for McConnell. On defense, the Celtics. 7-point game. Biggest lead so far.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
Siakam, right side. Here's the pick. Oh, Pascal Siakam, flying high.
He may not have that
Close,
traditional power forward build, but his bounce, well, that kind of levels the playing field.
And Grant, the Achilles tear for Jason Tatum, derailing the Celtics' attempt to defend their 2024 title.
Yeah, so hard to overcome losing your best player. Thankfully, this team has the depth to remain competitive in his absence.
Nimhart, good. A minute 22 left in the half. Here's Hauser. It's rebounded by Indiana. Outside Neesmith. Down low. Huff, good.
Great recognition of the mismatch, abusing the smaller defender. Poor guy.
Here's White. No points so far. Here's Shireman. Drops in the three.
Most of the time, if you give him that much room, oh yeah, that's going to be the result.
Outside Walker. Soft touch off the glass. Walker's got 9 points.
And such a strong guy. Walker could live in the paint.
Pass to Brown. Shoots over Neesmith. Another one falls for Boston.
Nice job to recognize the lack of D in that medium range area.
Siakam in the post. Defended by Hauser. Siakam, no good.
Uncharacteristic, but that's a bucket he'll convert 90% of the time.
The three is up. The rebound by Neesmith. To the inside. Siakam, no good. From deep three-point range. That one is off. And so it's the Boston Celtics closing out the quarter with a 7-point lead. Getting lots of great looks. Shooting it well. That's why they're up. All right, Allie's ready to go. She's courtside. Hey, Allie.
Thanks so much, Rick. What did you think of your team's offensive execution in the first half?
We got to get it moving more. We got to get it driven more. They're very physical. You're trying to run plays. They blow all that stuff up. And so bottom line with our offense, we got to get some more stops. That'll help our offense.
Defense leads to offense. Thanks, Coach.
Allie, as always, thank you. We'll be right back to begin the third quarter right after this.
Please direct your attention to center court. And get ready for the fan half-court jump drums. They're taking out the shot. One more time, a round of applause for our contestant.
No one's shooting a half-point shot. Okay, I'll be back with you.
Well, for those just tuning in, thanks for being with us. Second half of this game still to play. And you know, Jason Tatum, he's been really making it happen, guys.
And in the
Jason
first
Tatum's
half,
gonna be the
he
MVP
dominated
for
in the
this
post.
game.
He got the looks he wanted
Gonna
and was
make it.
able to execute.
The question now is, will the defense keep letting him punish them inside? Or did Coach have some new ideas for them?
Tatum at the 4 with Queta in at the 5. White and Brown team up as the backcourt. And it's Hauser in at the 3. And that's the group for Joe Mazzulla as we begin the second half. Pass to Neesmith. Now
Yeah,
here's
jump
Walker.
in.
Siakam outside. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Celtics lead by 10. You know, Grant, for a guy who started playing basketball at age 17, Siakam has put together quite the resume.
Yeah, B.A. Pascal is a champion. He's got multiple All-Star and All-NBA selections, and one of the great developmental stories when you think about his discovery through Basketball Without Borders.
Pass to Brown. Tatum against Siakam. That one drops for him. Tatum's got 16 points.
We see this from Tatum often, and it never gets old. Just scoring at will.
On the wing, Nembhard. He's guarded by White, creating his own room. Pascal Siakam.
Strong performance from him, but he may need to do even more if they're going to win this game.
Tatum inside, working on Siakam. Tatum can't hit.
Look, the defense was locked in on him there. They know how dangerous he can be, and they guarded him perfectly.
And then Siakam with the jam.
Yes, certain nights, Siakam takes over. He's been aggressive here from the tip.
There's Tatum with the 3. Sinks the tray. Tatum's got 19 points.
And that's on the defense, giving him a decent look. That's his shot.
And timeout called by Rick Carlisle. He's going to take a moment to give him a breather and talk things over.
Gatorade. Does Gatorade mean enemy? Celtics suck, you're staying up.
Pacers trail by 9. Outside Neesmith. Siakam finds Nembhard. Back to Siakam. Lets it go from deep. Queta pulls it in. And so it's Brown with it. He brings it up for the Celtics. Nice ball movement by Boston. Oh, and it's Tatum finishing it off inside.
And trust me, when the D's slow to react, he'll be the first guy to make them pay.
Yeah, they're going to do a much better job of putting a little bit of pressure on him on his way to the hoop.
Outside Walker. Back to Neesmith. Three-pointer. Yes. Great play by Walker to set it up. Neesmith's got 5 now.
Pick works well there, but the defense left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, that just comes down to a lack of effort. The defender has to do a better job fighting through the screen.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Thanks a lot, guys. The Celtics trying to keep that laser focus. Coach Joe Mazzulla said, quote, "The closer you are to winning, the easier it is to become distracted by things that you can't control. Things that don't matter. Mindset, discipline, and mental toughness are what separate you." PA?
Stay dialed in. Allie, thanks very much for the report. The floor is spaced for the Celtics, Richard, and they've launched threes at a record pace.
And when those shots are falling, they are tough to beat. But they live by the 3, die by the 3. Some say they settle when the shot's not falling.
Inside, Siakam gets the better of the defense using his agility, clearing himself a path to a shot.
Tatum from long range. And again, Boston with the triple.
Their strategy has been pretty simple here in the second half. Attack from three-point range.
And you see this so much more nowadays in the NBA. Teams putting a larger emphasis on jacking up threes. He finds a shooter in motion and is confident he can thread him with the lead pass. Well done.
Outside Tatum. Okay! Tatum punching it home.
Tatum just has too much bounce right there. Better be careful. You're trying to stop that.
Nembhard outside. Pass to Huff. Lets the 3 fly. Rebound Boston.
And the defense right there. Not the guy you want to leave open.
And it's Tatum missing.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
I'm sure they'll think twice about shooting against him next time.
Inside,
Too
here's
tall
Huff,
guy.
and he takes the fantastic
Tall guy.
lead pass up strong for the slam.
And what an aggressive move to the rim. He's really trying to fire up his teammates right now.
Boy, it's not hard to feel inspired after a teammate makes that kind of
Dude,
finish.
so yeah.
And that could be the spark they needed to make a little run as they try to even this thing up.
Here's Siakam. The inside look is good for the big man, Pascal Siakam.
He's bringing a lot of energy to this offense, not letting the scoreboard discourage him right now.
He's going to keep putting up shots regardless of the score. That's the kind of player he is.
Oh, I can't hear
And just
Super.
not letting up at all. I mean, you have to love this approach. You want to get the ball to the guys and make plays.
This is when good players really get after it. He can sense that they're reeling, and he's going to put his foot on the pedal.
And Boston with some changes.
So what you
Nikola
mean?
Vucevic is checked in for Keita, and it's Peyton Pritchard in for Hauser. And the Pacers also making a change. Toppin's checked in. Nembhard against Pritchard. Here's Neesmith.
Missed
Nails
that.
the wide open jumper. Neesmith's got 5 points now in the quarter. Celtics lead by 12. 8-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Drills it from deep.
And this is how he shines. He's a big part of their floor space.
Yeah, and you got to know where he is at all times, especially when he's moving around the perimeter ready to fire. If they're going to want to close the gap, they're going to need to start running more sets through him. Let your stars lead the way. Come on.
Yeah, I'm so close to.
Into the lane. And it's flushed down. A nice jam.
Ooh, bouncy. That
We're gonna
should
have
give
to
him a
do it
nice
this one.
lift.
Good timing. They needed that one.
And they need more where that came from. They're not out of this hole yet.
And so it's Jason Tatum making highlights for the Celtics. Oh, what a quarter. He was absolutely on fire offensively. We'll be back in a moment. And let's take this opportunity to show you our State Farm assist to the game.
You know, I'm kind of stoked this was a choice because I love this pass. A remarkable find. He put his court vision on full display.
That wasn't a better pass in the game, almost like he had a sixth sense.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same for the first three quarters. And a look at the five for the Pacers to start the fourth quarter. We've got Pascal Siakam topping out there with Shepherd. Then there's TJ McConnell, and it's Jones in at the 2. Pass to Siakam. No good off the glass. Boston leading by 13. Here's Tatum. That's in there. Vucevic with the assist. 42 points for Jason Tatum.
And it's clear that Tatum loves the mid-range, excels at recognizing when to shoot from there. Oh, I love that possession for them, ending with an assisted bucket.
Boy, this offense has been dynamic and diversified.
Just everyone sharing the ball and sharing the load makes you difficult to defend.
We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Yep, that one goes. Siakam's got 23.
Ooh, cooking it up down low, it's Spicy Pete.
And Joe Mazzulla has called timeout. He's decided it's time to clarify the situation, leaving little room for error. Brown, he's checked in for Walsh. Huff's checked in for Indiana. A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
During that last break, I heard Joe Mazzulla as he talked with the team, and Coach reminded his team that leads can disappear quickly in the NBA. He said if we get loose and they make a few shots in a row, then this is a ball game again. Do not let that happen, he implored. Guys,
Allie, thank you. Boston leading by 14. Pass to Brown. Over Jones. No good, off the front rim. McConnell with it. Here's Shepherd. The 3. Rebound by Jason Tatum. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth now. Brown, no good.
I never hit a
Pacers trail by 14. McConnell with it. Pritchard picks him up. Jones from outside. Rebound Boston. Vucevic has got 8 rebounds in the game. Boston's gone 1 for 3 in the fourth quarter from range. Again, the miss by Boston.
Clean look from mid-range. Coach will probably want to run that play again.
Jones' shot is good.
And that's just nasty right there, guys. He has a tremendous crossover.
The Celtics have gotten 3 of 7 attempts in this fourth quarter to fall. Here's Tatum. Yep, it finally drops after rolling around the rim. Tatum's got 44.
You can count on Vucevic to make a few clever handoffs. He sees what's happening at all times.
Fantasy control.
And we'll have a timeout here called by Rick Carlisle, rallying his guys to make sure they all know the plan. And some changes here for the Celtics. Cadiz checked in for Vucevic. Hauser comes in for Shireman. And Derek White subbed in for Pritchard. Then for Indiana, Walker, he's checked in for Shepard. Neesmith comes in for Jones. And it's Nembhard in for McConnell. Siakam, no good. Celtics lead by 14. Jason Tatum, yes sir, with the 3.
An accurate shooter from distance. Tatum's teammates want him to keep looking to pull the trigger.
Outside Siakam. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Yes, sir!
I like the intention, the focus, finding a way to make it work inside.
Boston leading by 15. He launches, knocks down the trifecta.
This has been their game plan here in the final period. We'll see if it continues to work out.
I think when you've got it going from three-point range, you've got to keep it going. It's a good way to kind of pile up the points quickly.
Nembhard fires. Shot's no good. The Celtics have gotten 6 of 10 attempts to drop in the fourth quarter. Siakam there for the rebound. Pacers trail by 18. Neesmith with it. Now guarded by Brown. Nembhard outside. Outside Walker. Here's Siakam. Just 5 on the clock. Can't get the 3.
Whatever.
I thought you said 5 seconds on the clock.
It has left his body. He is having a hard time finding buckets.
So Indiana ends up going with a new group.
5 on the
Indiana's gone 0 for 3 here in the fourth. McConnell against White. Jacks up a 3. Buries it from outside.
They came out and had a statement win with their performance tonight. A fantastic effort to get it done here for the Celtics.
And it was dueling 3-pointers all night. A battle they won.
Both teams had the same plan. Win the game on the perimeter. So fun to watch.
And one player just stole the show tonight, doing everything for his team. A monster night for Jason Tatum.
And he was getting buckets all night long, giving the defense that
should just about do it. Big time shot in the final stretches here.
Mark it, time of death. Does that mean we get to officially enter garbage time? I vote hopefully yes.
Boston has gotten 4 of 7 3-pointers to fall in the fourth. Yep, that one goes.
This is what winning is all about. Playing your best when it matters most.
And let me tell you, as a team, you love to hit your stride right at the crucial moments. They put this game away in style.
Fantastic ball movement for them tonight.
Things are definitely working offensively. A balanced attack is just so much harder
to
defend.
Get to 100.
Their home crowd has energized them all game. Now they're closing it out.
It's always nice to perform like this, especially in front of the faithful home crowd.
Back to Toppin. Shot from the mid-range. Boston pulls it in. 19 seconds left in the final quarter. Tatum from long range gets the 3 to fall. Tatum's got 59 points.
The mechanics of Tatum's jumpers are so solid and allow him to shoot at will there.
Shoot it!
And now they decide to foul intentionally.
I mean, I'm just not sure what he was thinking right there. I mean, he needs to get his head in the game.
Substitution on the court.
You're wasting time.
And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one.
We had an open
We saw 2 different teams
right
tonight. One played with confidence, operating flawlessly. The other just looked lost.
And the energy in this building was awesome. The crowd was involved from the jump, and once they started to really pour it on, it was fun to see how it all came together.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Grant Hill, Richard Jefferson, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson.
Hold up. Okay. Oh my God, Larry Bug. I'm new all the time.
Every day some new beefing with my right now, but life still lit. Riding down the strip, $500,000 whip. 5 M's for the kid for ice like this. Everything I want to hit, I
Celtics and Larry Bird.
Here we go.
And so off the tip, it's Utah. The starters for the Utah Jazz. Maravich is out there with Stockton. And there's Malone. And it's Dantley in at the 3, the small forward.
I love watching Malone just use that strength. He's so good at just kind of burrowing his way inside and then finishing above the rim.
A guy like this, with the skill set he's got, you can keep the defenders guessing.
Malone sets the pick for Stockton. Pass to Maravich. Launches a 3. Rebound Boston.
Boy, normally he makes that. Defense gets lucky there.
And here's Bird from the arc. And Maravich pulls it down. Now here's Stockton.
Okay, this is too weird.
Soon as we hop out that van, that's a
I'm making
crazy
normal.
man, like NCAA blitz. I don't appreciate it, but he switch out like he crazy. I'm mad cause he made me, I was at the Ritz. 10K for the fit, I'm too wavy. 29, I'm rich with 3 babies. Pinky ring the wrist, cost 380, really made it. Yes, I evaded, mouth shut, you know how we played it. Now I'm MIA, my
Stephen
defense.
Curry.
Thank God I went legit, swerve. Swerve. Thank God I went legit, swerve. Thank God I went legit, swerve.
Yeah. Premier on the track. Hey yo, shout out to the NBA. What's your favorite team? I'ma break down all the teams and show you how I flip it into a rhyme scheme.
You guys all Stephen Curry is
Close attention.
Break it down.
I'm in Atlanta with the Hawk. I poked him, he fell quick. I used to be a scout.
Hey everybody, we're coming to you live on 2K Sports. Missing some depth tonight, but the starting lineup is intact for them. The starters for the Golden State Warriors. They've got Stephen Curry, Kristaps Porzingis out there with Green. Then there's DeAnthony Melton, and it's Santos in at the 3 slot. And for Boston, Tatum at the 4 with Queta in at the 5. White and Brown team up as the backcourt. And it's Hauser in at the 3 spot. Oh, it's Porzingis with the jam.
Even after that serious knee injury, Porzingis with the spring to flush it.
Tim, does it seem to you that Stephen Curry gets better when the buzzer is approaching?
Well, if that's true of anyone, it's Steph, B.A., a former clutch player of the year. He's very comfortable with the outcome in his hands.
Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. When it comes to these 2 teams, Grant, you have to expect they'll be relying on their front courts to get it done here.
Yeah, I think that's right, B.A. It should be an old-fashioned battle amongst the bigs. And whoever gets the edge in that matchup, I think gets the W. But we'll see.
And he drops it first. And last season, Grant, the sale of the Celtics franchise for $6.1 billion. It seemed like a lot at the time.
Well, yeah, that was until the Lakers sale hit 11 digits last summer, BA. But in both cases, basketball decision-making doesn't change right away. In the case of the Celtics, the governorship doesn't transfer until 2028. And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
Curry passes to Melton. Porzingis with a screen on Brown. Here's Porzingis. Here's the three. Jaylen Brown with a rebound.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's a shot he typically makes.
Tatum gets the bucket.
You know, this team relies on Tatum hitting those shots, and that's why he's such a high-volume three-point shooter.
Pass to Porzingis. Now Green. Outside Curry for three. Sinks it from distance.
Oh, you gotta love the back and forth, showing real confidence at the arc.
And when you give up a three, there's always this instinct to try and get it back immediately.
To the inside. Tatum against Melton. And there's another one for the Warriors.
And even with a bigger defender on him, he was able to get it done.
And here's Brown for three. Buries it from three. Brown's got 5.
Even when Brown's shooting quickly, he's not rushing. He takes his time with his release.
Down low. Here's Melton. And he makes no mistake. Slam dunk.
That's a great look. His teammate was on the move, but he put it right where it needed to be.
Here's Kata. Off target from three-point range. The Warriors have gone 4 of 5 so far, looking sharp. And here's Curry for three. Connects from downtown. Curry's gotten his second bucket.
This is why you gotta be right up on Curry. Any breathing room he gets is too much.
Hauser, that's good.
And we're playing about as much defense as they did there. Not nearly enough.
Pass to Santos. Green, a screen. And here's Porzingis. Kata pulls it in. To the middle. Tries a 10-footer. Again, Boston.
And sometimes you forget how long Tatum is, and he's terrific at using this to his advantage inside.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
I was able to talk to Joe Mazzulla for a minute. We talked about how Kristaps Porzingis can warp a defense with his shooting. He said, quote, when they post him outside and go 5 out, it stretches a team. We'll need to adjust by closing out and rotating faster than we're used to. Hopefully that helps us against what they're trying to do. Back to you.
Okay, good stuff. Thank you, Allie. Here's Melton, following the three by Boston. And Steve Kerr wants a timeout. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan. And some changes here for the Celtics. Nikola Vucevic is checked in for Kata, and it's Peyton Pritchard in for Jason Tatum. First quarter of play, and just over 3.5 minutes in. Porzingis passes to Melton. Clock at 6. Back to Green. Knocks down the 18-footer.
And Green's teammates encourage him to take the mid-range J because it keeps the defense on their toes.
White, good.
And this early scoring is as much about the lackluster defense as it is about either team's offense.
Curry passes to Green. Here's Santos. Pass to Green. On the wing, Curry. There's the triple, and that one's good. And Green with the assist. Curry's got 11 points.
Not sure there's such a thing as a bad three for Steph.
Ooh, took him no time at all to get that one.
And another one from distance. He's hot, and they keep feeding him.
Outside, Green. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist.
One of the tallest guys in the league. Give Porzingis the ball there and just let him work.
Hauser. No good on the triple. Golden State has gone 3 of 4 on threes here in this first quarter. There's 48 seconds left in the first quarter here. And they take the lead. He's got 14.
They keep capturing the lead, then giving it back. We'll see if they can hold on to it this time.
Yeah, it's been a close matchup, which we expected, and this could very well come down to some big shots at the end.
And a miss there on the triple. And so it's Pritchard with it. He brings it up for the Boston Celtics. They trail by 1. Vucevic's shot is off. Golden State has gone 4 of 6 from deep to start this game. It goes again. His 6th basket in 7 tries.
Well, guys, I'm happy I'm not guarding Steph right now. On nights like tonight, Curry can do no wrong.
Knocks down the triple.
Both teams are hot. This is a fun one to watch.
Yeah, both ways. We're seeing a nice rhythm offensively. Now let's see which team can come up with some stops.
And that concludes a high-scoring first quarter. We're all tied up. And the... And some good action in the books as we get back to a game that's been pretty close so far here. And for Boston guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Well, it's simple. I mean, they started off strong, and they've been hot from beyond the arc since the get-go.
When you spread the floor and force defenses to close out to the three-point line, it's going to create driving lanes.
On the floor for the Warriors. Quentin Post out there with Gary Payton II. Then there's Brandon Podziemski, and it's Spencer in at the 2.
That's been the story of their offense.